Right now at 10, Oktoberfest is underway. All of the big events from the first day of festivities. And a Houston County city will soon be left without health care. The new challenges residents face. Plus, bridging political divides. How Winona State University's event is showing disagreement doesn't have to mean division.
WKDT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. Well, the Torchlight Parade brought big crowds to La Crosse tonight, and the celebration didn't stop there. News 8 Now's Jadius McGee joins us to show us how the party continued on. Jadius.
The Torchlight Parade lit up La Crosse tonight, bringing music, floats, and big crowds to the north side. Marching bands and community groups kept the streets busy while families lined the sidewalks. For many, the parade is about more than just the show.
It's the camaraderie, it's the coming out and finding your friends and seeing people that travel back. They come back from far and wide to come to this. It's just been an overall wonderful experience.
After the parade, the fun moved to Loggers Field for the Torchlight Afterglow Bash. People had the chance to celebrate together and reflect on how great this year's Oktoberfest could be.
I feel that Oktoberfest is really important, just getting the community together, and not only community members, but people from far away. Like, they travel here just to hang out with friends or do Oktoberfest things. So it's really cool.
Organizers say that both the parade and the Afterglow Bash are helping to set the tone for the rest of Oktoberfest weekend, including the Maple Leaf Parade on Saturday. Reporting in the studio, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Jadius. And kicking off today's festivities was the annual senior breakfast. It's been an Oktoberfest tradition for more than 30 years. Attendees enjoyed live music along with pancakes and coffee. La Crosse kids were also getting into the Oktoberfest spirit. UWL's Campus Child Center hosted its annual parade. The young festers were joined by the UWL Screaming Eagles and members of the royal family.
Throughout the years, it has just blossomed into this larger campus-wide, community-wide celebration.
And people celebrated at the special Fester Carnival with carnival rides and treats. The event honors this year's special Fester, Madison Scaff.
Oktoberfest does this every year for our special needs community so that our kids get a chance to come out and spend time in a social setting, in a safe environment, which is so important for our kids.
And don't worry if you missed out on today, there's still plenty of events planned for the rest of the festival. And organizers for Oktoberfest are stressing the importance of planning transportation ahead of time. Complimentary shuttles will run throughout the event with routes available at oktoberfestusa.com. Downtown parking ramps near the fest grounds remain available for those driving. An aid station is also open on 3rd Street in the subway parking lot.
There's where people can get first aid help. We can also assist them with charging a phone if they don't have a charger. So it's just a great resource to have.
Police encourage festgoers to stay hydrated and celebrate responsibly. Officials remind attendees to keep phones charged and maintain a safe transportation plan throughout the festivities. Well, the airport here is getting a bit more attention. The fest draws in people from all over, and according to reports, event officials predict Oktoberfest will draw close to 50,000 people. The airport got in the fest mood by giving away entry wristbands.
Pastors come in, a lot of them are meeting family, ready to go festing this weekend. They're all in. One guy had, an Oktoberfest fedora hat with the big feathers on it and stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome to see. So it's fun to engage the passengers that way.
Airport officials say you can take a taxi or ride share from the airport to one of the fest shuttle stops. And a programming note, Saturday's Maple Leaf Parade starts at 10 a.m. Alexandra Carter and I will host the event. You can watch it on the News 8 Plus app, news8000.com, or on channel 8.2. And again, Copeland Avenue will be closed Saturday morning starting at 6:30 a.m. And news8000.com has your complete guide to Oktoberfest. Click on the link on the front page of our website for a list of all the food, fun, and music facts. Axe. Well, we couldn't have started the Fest Week off with a better date today. It was absolutely perfect outside, Greg, and more to that to come this weekend.
Yeah, pretty much more to come to that weekend and most of next week, too. We're in a dry, warm stretch, minus the fog and low clouds that we've seen quite a bit this week just because of all the rain we had previous few days. That'll still be a concern going forward, but tonight, a little more wind and a little bit of a front may keep some of the fog at bay. Right now, overall visibilities are great, too, except Oakesfield is down to 2. Otherwise, you got just a few high clouds. If you zoom out, there's a cold front to the north, and that's one of the fronts, a front that'll be coming through later tonight. Will increase the winds a little bit, but other than that, it gives us less of a chance to see that morning fog between about 5 and 6 for Eau Claire. I don't see a lot of it widespread. We'll have plenty of sunshine by late morning, getting up to 69. A little bit cooler than today for Eau Claire. It's because they're going to be behind that little cold front. La Crosse, not much of a change, but the fog threat is a little bit less. There still exists some, especially near river sources as we go throughout, getting up to about 72 at noon. If you see the wind around to the north, but light. Overall, we'll kind of break down how long this 80-degree weather will last and when we'll actually see precipitation next. That all coming up a bit later.
All right, thank you, Greg. Mayo Clinic will close its Caledonia location in December, leaving the city without a primary care provider. The health system says it's part of a plan to move rural services to larger locations. The Caledonia Clinic is the only Mayo location in Houston County. This means residents will have to travel to Rochester or La Crosse to receive care. Caledonia City Administrator says the biggest challenge will be transportation.
I know a lot of people have suggested that they're ready to make that adjustment, but without us being able to provide transit and no other regional services providing that transit, it's kind of difficult.
Dixon says they're working to find a new healthcare provider to take over the space. The clinic will officially close on December 10th. Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin will pause abortion services starting October 1st. It's due to funding cuts in President Trump's federal spending bill. Officials say it includes steep cuts to Medicaid and a provision directly defunding the organization. In a statement, Planned Parenthood said they are pursuing options to fully restore their services. Wisconsin is part of a multi-state lawsuit challenging the funding cuts.
But the most effective way to address this issue and to ensure that safe and legal abortion remains accessible in the state of Wisconsin is for Congress to act. So it's my hope that members of Congress will revisit this issue and take action.
Here in La Crosse, a pro-life rally at Northside Community Church. Former Planned Parenthood Director Ramona Trevino hosted it. It's part of her 40 Days for Life project. Participants focus on prayer and fasting for 40 days to work toward an end for abortion.
Our goal with the prayer vigil is to just simply do that, pray, spend those 40 days for life, spend the next 40 days out on the sidewalk peacefully praying for an end to abortion.
Trevino has been a part of 40 Days for Life since 2011. Winona State University hosted a special event this afternoon. The Braver Angels Initiative brought students and community members together for workshops and talks about respectful conversations around political differences. The event showed how civil dialogue can help people connect even when they disagree.
We do not have to let this polarization affect our families, our communities, our schools, our colleges. We have more control of that. And a lot of what we're saying here in Winona, and we had a community lunch with local leaders, is we don't have to go along with this national trend. We can buck it here.
Today's workshops were free and open to the public. Holmen and Onalaska area firefighters were collecting donations for MDA this evening. The event at Holmen's Festival Foods is helping raise funds for muscular dystrophy research, cures, and for local kids and their families.
We're not asking for anything exponentially crazy, just what you have on hand to help these kids, especially the ones we have locally.
We have a link to donate online on our website. Still to come, a former FBI director indicted on 2 federal charges, the legal battle that's stirring up controversy. Plus, a historic settlement with Amazon, the multi-billion-dollar payout going out to millions of customers when we come back.
The National Home Furnishing Sale is back at Home Furniture. Get up to an extra 15% savings in instant factory rebates from our best furniture brands. Plus, get 36 months special financing with no money down. The National Home Furnishing Sale right now at Home Furniture.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR on select Sierra 1500 models. Plus, get $4,500 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin is so ready for summer. Right on the Mississippi River, a perfect spot for fishing and fun. Surrounded by scenic bluffs and some of the best hiking and camping around, there's so much to explore. You can experience Prairie du Chien's fascinating history and unwind with live music events that feature the vibe you're looking for. Book your place to stay and discover more at prairieduchien.org.
The savings are heating up on fire tables during the fire sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Get up to 50% off regular prices like this fire table set for $11.98 or get this woodland fire table for just $4.98. Hurry in for our year-end fire table sale now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted by a federal grand jury on 2 criminal charges. In a video statement, Comey declared his innocence. CBS News correspondent Erica Brown reports from the White House.
Former FBI Director James Comey was charged with 1 count of making false statements and 1 count of obstruction of justice. The indictment alleges Comey misled lawmakers on Capitol Hill during his 2020 testimony about the FBI's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. The 5-year statute of limitations to bring charges was set to expire next week.
He did terrible things at the FBI. But I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen.
The indictment comes days after President Trump on social media appeared to urge his Attorney General Pam Bondi to target the former FBI director and other perceived political opponents. The president reacted to the indictment on Truth Social, calling Comey, quote, the former corrupt head of the FBI, adding Comey is now at the beginning of being held responsible for his crimes against our nation. Attorney General Bondi issued a statement saying, quote, no one is above the law. Today's indictment reflects this Department of Justice's commitment to holding those who abuse positions of power accountable for misleading the American people. Comey said this in a video statement late Thursday.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump. But we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. But I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
In a statement, Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner, who is vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, called the indictment a dangerous abuse of power. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
There's increased security at ICE facilities and detention centers nationwide after yesterday's deadly shooting at a facility in Texas. FBI Director Kash Patel detailed some of what an investigation into the gunman's life has uncovered. Patel says investigators found a note that said in part, hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror. The FBI says the suspect, 29-year-old Joshua John, also looked up details of the Charlie Kirk shooting and information related to ICE facilities and agents.
First, I want to point out that one of these notes or papers, the sniper explicitly states, yes, it was just me.
The acting ICE director says the gunman had no way of knowing detainees were in the vehicle and was just indiscriminately shooting. Well, a mystery at the Pentagon. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth wants to see U.S. generals and admirals from around the world in Virginia on Tuesday. The gathering will be at the military installation in Quantico. Hegseth will be addressing military leaders, but no word on what will be discussed. And bad news for Amazon. It has agreed to pay a historic $2.5 billion settlement. The reason, allegedly tricking customers into signing up for Prime. 35 million customers will automatically get back $51 each. Well, health concerns for Star Trek legend William Shatner. The 94-year-old was rushed to the hospital. According to TMZ, the actor was having an issue with his blood sugar while at home in LA. He's reportedly fine, but still hospitalized. Last year, the actor revealed he had beaten stage 4 melanoma. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Yeah, we still got some fog or low clouds to deal with over the next several days. But the bigger story is the warm conditions for the most part going all the way through early next week. I'll break down what that means for temperatures and when we might actually see some precipitation again. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
If you have aging or cracked sewer lines that need to be replaced, choose Maxwell White. We make sewer replacements a stress-free process and make sure your lines are good to go for many years to come. For a limited time only, we're offering financing with 0% interest for 48 months. So call today.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
At Maury's Auto Group, we're not just part of the community, we're your neighbors and auto advocates. And most of all, we're part of your team. We have your back when life happens or when you just need someone to pick you up. And at Maury's, our commission-free sales team always gives you our best price first. Visit Maury'sAuto.com and score with over 5,000 vehicles from 21 brands. Maury's Auto Group, with 11 convenient locations in Wisconsin. Moving life forward.
It's easier than ever to save more than ever during the Flex Steel Factory Authorized Sale, happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Right now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, you'll find exciting designs, stunning fabrics, and the best prices of the year. A savings of up to 40%. Sofas, sectionals, recliners, even luxurious leather. The possibilities are endless. Plus, there's even special financing on all Flex Steel furniture. Unlimited choices, special financing, and the best prices of the year. Now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
We see you out there doing things your way. So why not shop where that's valued? Blaine's Farm and Fleet is an original family-owned company where you can find the quality products you need at unbeatably low prices. Like these LED Halloween light bursts. Sale priced at just $19.99. 5-quart jugs of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil as low as $26.99. Plus, we offer Blaine's best price promise, guaranteeing you'll always find the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Stubborn clog that just won't give? With our drain cleaning services, we can remove those stubborn blockages without jeopardizing the integrity of your pipes. For a limited time, we're offering financing options with no interest if paid in full within 18 months. So call today.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
It's going to be a quiet stretch of weather all the way through the next, the end of next week. We still got some fronts to deal with, but the biggest story with these fronts is just a little bit of a temperature change, wind change, and that's really about it. They're working with very little moisture. Here's that current cold front up to the north. That's going to come down. The good news with this one, it might just be enough to mix the atmosphere up to not get as much fog going into tomorrow morning. But different story there, but it drapes all the way back, and there's another series of fronts all the way up into southern Canada too, but they're all fairly dry. They'll come throughout the weekend, but don't expect anything other than like a wind change. A temperature might change a couple degrees each day, but that's it. Really, as you wake up, you'll notice here too, this cold front will kind of sink south of I-90 by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. There's just a little bit of maybe low clouds or fog, but the wind I think will help this out from keeping widespread. But basically, once again, between about 6 to 8 along the air stretching area, you can see just along I-92, we could see once again a period of either fog or just low clouds. If it's fog, it'll burn off fairly quickly here by 8 to 9. We should see clearing skies once again. And the thing with this front is it's going to begin to lift back north in the day as a warm front. And that's going to play a part in temperature difference across the area. So this will get probably close to I-94 as we go through the evening commute or just after sunset. That'll then continue to push lift north because we got a cold front that will come through on Saturday. Once again, they're not working with much. They're just going to do a wind change. Now, the cold front coming through on Saturday will swing through basically in the afternoon. So if you're at the fest grounds, you might see the winds turn around to the northwest in the afternoon or evening. Maybe pick up too between 10 to 15, but that'll be about it. That's all you'll notice with that. And then going into Sunday, it's fairly quiet with really no fronts to come through. So all that means with the temperatures is if you're further north tomorrow, such as like up Winona northward, you might see a few degrees drop from what you had today. Further south you go, you might not see much of any change. In fact, maybe you might rise a little bit too. So that's the difference for tomorrow and not the threat of fog. Now for the fest grounds going on, afternoon time frame, as we zoom into the area, you can see that it's going to be fantastic all the way to the evening. 9 p.m. you're still looking at 66 degrees, plenty of sunshine. Once again, any fog and all that stuff should be well out of the area by noon and light winds. On Saturday too, we're looking at temperatures rebounding a little bit behind the cold front coming through. So further north and west, it comes through earlier. That'll keep you mid-70s. Further south and east, it doesn't come through into the afternoon, allowing the temperatures to probably get up close to 80 or into the low 80s. And then if you look at the Maple Leaf Parade, the only concern I have is if you're going to the parade before 9 a.m., we could see a better shot of seeing more widespread low clouds or fog, especially east of the river for that time frame. But by the time the parade starts, I think we'll begin to see sunshine, still getting up to 78 by the end. Sunday, everything really is no fronts coming through. West wind, mid to upper 70s, plenty of sunshine, a fantastic end to the weekend too. And even the beginning of next week starts really nice too, low 80s, and we begin to cool down a little bit towards the end. That's still a well above average towards the end of the week, and we start seeing a little bit of a rain chance come back in Friday and the following weekend, but even then it's a very low chance at this point. So we're going to end the month on a dry note and probably start the week of October on a dry note too, and above average, obviously.
Love to hear it. A thing of beauty right there. Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, volleyball matches with conference title implications on the volleyball court. Plus, hear from Matt Yanis on the fast start to the season for WIAC football teams. Jacob is up next.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks. Like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing for 72 months on Silverado 1500 models. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Asher Lassen Exteriors has moved to Chippewa Falls and is celebrating with a grand opening on Friday, September 26th. Come check out our showcase of Renewal by Anderson windows and doors, Gutter Helmet, Tundra seamless gutters, and Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens. We have amazing prize drawings and special savings of up to 25% off for our guests. Join us at Asher's at our new showroom at 1654 Commercial Boulevard in Chippewa Falls on Friday, September 26th from 10 to 5. Visit goasher.com for all the details.
It's Hy-Vee's 99-cent sale this Friday through Sunday. Get hundreds of items for just 99 cents. That's hundreds of items across the store for just 99 cents. Like our special recipe brats, fresh express salad, bird's eye vegetables, pork chops, Dannon and Oikos Greek yogurt, Campbell's soup, Roma tomatoes, and hundreds more. Save in-store and online during Hy-Vee's 99-cent sale this Friday through Sunday.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Rarely does a Viroqua and Westby matchup disappoint. A big one tonight for positioning towards the top of the Cooley Conference. Both teams facing off as well for a great cause. Let's go out to Viroqua where it's Blackout Cancer Night. Both teams sporting the pink uniforms in this one. First set here, it's Ava Berg for Westby slamming down a kill to go up by 6. But Viroqua rallies as it's Kate Quackenbush blocking a spike, now tied at 6. Then late in the set, Aiden Frank slams down a kill to extend the Westby lead, but the Blackhawks show some life late. Allie Chestelson responds with a kill. Shortly after, Natalie Snodgrass follows with a block to take the set. But it's Viroqua earning the win in this one as they take it 3-1. And a couple of the top teams in the Dairyland facing off tonight as well. Wildcat freshman Shalise Horton would set the tone early with a no-look score right there to jump to an early lead in set one. The visitors would keep up that momentum with some big plays from Andrea Waldera, who's going to get it done, bringing down the hammer. And then again, in a few minutes, laying it off with a soft touch, the Cardinals would begin to heat up themselves, forcing this one all the way to a 5-set winner-take-all, but it would be Blair Taylor taking the win in the nail-biter on the road. 3-2 is your final. And a special moment tonight for one of the best ever to do it over in Minnesota. Lonnie Morkin, head coach of the Mabel Canton Cougars, picking up his 885th win to move him into second place all-time in volleyball coaching wins in the state of Minnesota. The Cougars swept Kingsland in tonight's match. A big congratulations to Coach. People are calling it the SEC of Division III football, and for good reason. The WIAC as a whole went 21-2 in non-conference action, but now the attention shifts to league play next week. All of the schools are enjoying a much-deserved break before games pick back up. 5 WIAC teams find themselves in the latest D3Football.com top 25 rankings, further emphasizing the depth that the conference possesses. Head coach of UWL, Matt Janis, isn't shocked at all by the start of his league mates, and now the challenge of preparing for these teams is on Janis's mind moving forward. The Eagles, well, they need to bring their best week in and week out.
As much as we played in some really good games, I think everybody's sitting there and being like, okay, like, now it starts. And now it's not just an opponent, you know, on a week-by-week basis. It's the grind of the entire, what the entire 7 weeks is going to be. I mean, that's the beauty of this league, is that we don't get to kick our feet back and breathe a little bit for a week, on a week-to-week basis. Like, whatever happens on Saturday, you got to get ready for the next Saturday, and you got to do that for 7 weeks.
UW La Crosse opens up conference play on the road against Whitewater next Saturday. The Warhawks ranked 10th in the country, while the Eagles come in at number 5. And one of the biggest events in all of golf kicks off tomorrow morning as the 45th Ryder Cup gets underway from Farmingdale, New York at Bethpage Black. Europe and the U.S. have split the last 4, but the Americans have struggled if you peel back the curtain a little further, as the Europeans have taken 10 of the last 14 events. A couple of the top players on each side are excited for the action to get started.
There's nothing better than this type of competition where you're out there with your partner, you're playing for your country, you're playing for your team, and these are the weeks that, when you look back on your career, these are the weeks so far that I remember the most. I have some of my best memories of my whole life playing these tournaments, and like I said, I'm just excited for Friday to get started.
You know, I feel like it's been a really cohesive group for the last 3 years. We all know what to expect. We all know what our roles are within the team, and I think that you know, has us prepared to, you know, to give it a really good go this week.
Make some noise.
The 3-day event kicks off tomorrow morning bright and early, 6:10 local time. It's Bryson DeChambeau and Justin Thomas against John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton. That'll be a good one for sure. All right, that'll do for sports. Emily's got some more news after this.
It's the National Mattress Sale at Home Sleep Express. Get an extra 15% off sale prices on Luxuria and Thomas Cole Sleep. This Jewel Pillow Top Queen is $849, and this Invigorate Plush Queen is just $594. Only at Home Sleep Express.
I lost my son to an accidental drug overdose. This is why we created the George Ford Recovery Foundation, to champion drug use awareness, funding, and solutions so we don't lose any more kids. You know, there's an effective, simple solution. Narcan kits help save lives in seconds. They're required in schools in many states, but sadly, not in Wisconsin. Help us become the next state to implement them and save lives. So please call your state senator today.
I'm standing here at the warehouse this morning where some 30 to 40 installers depart every morning. You've been thinking about new windows. I've been thinking about new windows for over 40 years. And my promise to you is that these fine installers that leave here every morning install the finest windows available in the market today. Expert installation, always at a good value. If you're looking for new replacement windows, today would be a great day to reach out to the board store and set up a prompt free estimate.
Here's a dose of reality.
Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
Thanks to Congressman Derek Van Orden, everything is a lot more expensive right now. Not only did he support all the tariffs that are hiking prices on everyday essentials from groceries to school supplies, he also voted to raise healthcare costs by cutting Medicaid. Meanwhile, families are trying to stretch every dollar to pay their bills. And now Republicans in Congress are actually threatening to shut down the government, which will cause even more economic chaos. Call Derek Van Orden and tell him to stop raising costs on Wisconsin families.
Get a sleep like no other on a handmade mattress from Heirloom at Home Sleep Express. Plus, pay no interest for 5 years and get free white glove delivery, setup, and a 120-night guarantee. Heirloom mattresses at Home Sleep Express.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Police in Washington had to conduct an old-fashioned farm roundup on Tuesday. A bunch of chickens, pigs, and piglets escaped from their home and caused a traffic jam in Kent, Washington. Officers responded to a 911 call about animals obstructing traffic, and when they arrived, they found the animals running loose in the roadway. Thankfully, all the animals were safely rounded up and returned to their farm. I wonder if they watched that movie Chicken Run right before then. Might have gotten inspired by it. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
If you have aging or cracked sewer lines that need to be replaced, choose Maxwell White. We make sewer replacements a stress-free process and make sure your lines are good to go for many years to come. For a limited time only, we're offering financing with 0% interest for 48 months. So call today.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More sofas, more recliners, more mattresses, more of everything. You're gonna find whatever you want, and you're gonna find plenty of it. And it's all priced to go with 0% easy payment plans. And as always, trade in your old furniture for a discount on new. We'll even deliver and haul away for free. Just try that anywhere else. Come visit King Furniture today.
Dear veteran, if you or someone you know struggles with PTSD, family relationships, financial or other hardships, let us help get you back on track. Here at Project New Hope, we offer a no-cost weekend wilderness retreat with only one mission: you. Licensed counselors are available around the clock, meals are provided, and there is no obligation to you. For more information, please visit projectnewhope.net and let us help bring you home.
You already know. Derek Van Orden voted for the largest Medicaid cut in history. A quarter of nursing homes forced to close. Rural hospitals in Wisconsin at risk of closure. And tens of thousands of Wisconsinites could lose health coverage. But did you know Van Orden's vote could raise electricity costs in Wisconsin $300 a year? Also, Van Orden could give wealthy elites another tax break. Tell Derek Van Orden, stop making us pay more.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR on select Sierra 1500 models. Plus, get $4,500 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Stubborn clog that just won't give? With our drain cleaning services, we can remove those stubborn blockages without jeopardizing the integrity of your pipes. For a limited time, we're offering financing options with no interest if paid in full within 18 months. So call today.
All right, for tomorrow, there's your afternoon fest ground conditions. Absolutely fantastic. Could get up to near 80. A little bit of a light wind out of the north. Could have some fog in the morning. Now for the evening hour, it's going to cool down, just not all the way to the 60, even 64 at 10 p.m., which is really great news, and light winds. So overall, great one day Friday. Saturday's fantastic too, all the way through Sunday. And even the first part of next week, we're still looking at 80s. We should be in the low 70s. By the end of next week, we will cool down, but even 76 is above average, because we should be in the upper 60s to near 70 as we enter the month of October, and it looks dry. Maybe next weekend we might see precipitation, but even that's a little
we got
iffy
a nice
too.
dry streak, and it looks like it's going to be a fabulous Friday night frenzy.
Wait for that,
Look
and good
at
parade
that.
walking weather,
And
too.
all
Exactly.
weekend.
All together good.
Can't complain. Well, thanks for joining us tonight at 10. We'll see you tomorrow.